I was shocked when Grandma decided to get a tattoo on her thigh. I was at the tattoo shop with my girlfriend who was getting my name inked on her chest. We were just waiting around when this old lady walked in. She didn't waste any time. Walking straight up to the first artist she saw, she said, "I want a tattoo." The artist looked a bit hesitant, but eventually he nodded and asked, "Okay, where would you like this tattoo?" Without missing a beat, she replied, "Actually, I want two of them. One on the inside of my left thigh and one on the inside of my right thigh." The artist seemed surprised and said, "Really? I'm not sure you realize how much that's going to hurt. Are you sure you want them there?" The old lady got a little annoyed and shot back, "Of course I want them there. I don't care how much it's going to hurt." Seeing her determination, the artist agreed. "Okay, miss, whatever you want. Let's go take a look at the art book and see if there's anything you like." But she was ready for this. With complete confidence, she said, "No need to look at the book. I already know what I want." At this point, I couldn't help but listen in. I felt a little bad about it, but curiosity got the better of me. She said, "I want a Christmas tree on my left thigh and a turkey on my right thigh." The artist, clearly puzzled, asked, "Okay, miss, I know it's none of my business, and you don't have to answer this, but why?" The lady thought for a second before replying, "Because I'm sick and tired of my husband always complaining that there's nothing to eat between Christmas and Thanksgiving."
The nurse asked a patient to remove his clothing and put on a gown to be checked by the doctor. The patient says, "In front of you?" The nurse says, "Don't worry, I have seen the naked human body before." The patient said, "Not one like mine. You would die laughing at my naked body." "Of course I won't laugh," said the nurse to the patient. "I'm a professional. In over 20 years I've never laughed at a patient." "Okay then," said the patient, and he proceeded to drop his trousers, revealing a huge male muscular body with the smallest adult male organ the nurse had ever seen in her life. In length and width, it was almost identical to a AAA battery. Unable to control herself, the nurse started laughing really loud. Feeling very bad that she had laughed at the patient's private part, she composed herself as well as she could. "I'm so sorry," the nurse said. "I don't know what came over me. On my honor as a nurse and a lady, I promise that it won't happen again. Now tell me, what seems to be the problem?" The patient replied, "My dick is swollen." The nurse ran out of the room.
A short guy is walking into a bar when he sees a sign that says, "Make our horse laugh, win $100. He walks in and says to the bartender, "Hey, what's with the sign?" The bartender then points to a long line of guys, all waiting to try and make the horse laugh. He thinks, "What the hell?" and lines up. After a few minutes of waiting, it's finally his turn. The guy goes up to the horse and whispers something in his ear. Suddenly, the horse bursts out laughing, uncontrollably. The bartender is in disbelief as nobody has ever got him to laugh before. The guy then walks back to the bar, collects his $100 bill, and leaves. The next day, he comes back to the bar. This time, the sign says, "Make our horse stop laughing, win $300. He walks in, and the bartender says to him, "Look, man, I don't know what you said, but he hasn't stopped laughing since yesterday. It's driving everybody crazy." The short guy says, "Okay, I have an idea." He walks back over to the horse. The horse sees the short guy again and starts laughing even harder. Everybody is watching them when suddenly the horse goes dead silent. The guy turns around and walks back up to the bar to collect his $300. The bartender, shocked, says, "Not so fast. Tell me what you did and you can have the money." The guy says, "Well, yesterday I walked up to him and told him my dick was bigger than his." "What about this time?" the bartender asked. The guy said, "Well, I just showed him." A man goes on a trip to China. While he is there, he gets a little wild. He doesn't use protection the entire time he is there. When he comes back home, he wakes up to realize that his penis is covered in bright green spots. Terrified, he jumps into his car and speeds to the doctor's office. The doctor takes a look and says, "I believe you have contracted Mongolian VD. It's a very rare disease, almost unheard of here. We don't know very much about it. I'm sorry to say we are going to have to amputate your penis." The guy says, "No way! That is not happening! I want a second opinion!" The doctor says, "Well, it's your choice, but you don't have much time." The man decides to find a Chinese doctor in hopes he will know how to help him. The Chinese doctor takes a look and says, "Oh, yes, this is Mongolian VD, very rare disease." The man says, "Can you help me? My doctor says my only choice is to cut it off." The Chinese doctor says, "Oh no, stupid American doctor, always want operate, no need amputate." "Oh, thank God," says the man. "I was so worried." "Yes," says the Chinese doctor. "Give it 1 week, fall off by itself."